Hello, my internet friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll discuss on ABAP RESTful application programming model, but in unmanaged fashion or unmanaged option. If you are the first time you are coming to this channel and watching this video, I would recommend you to take a look at the previous tutorials where I presented the managed options or managed way of building up a transactional application from end to end. We did a lot of cloud to cloud integrations, setup of ADT, Eclipse with the cloud, trial accounts. So those kind of things already been demonstrated. In unmanaged way, you have to write your own custom logics, okay, to manage your CRUD capabilities. Because in managed scenario, the RESTful application programming framework will take care of that. Okay. So in this particular discussion, I thought to create a new application altogether, starting from the CDS, of course. Travel and booking application is kind of a thing that I'm planning to demonstrate where I can leverage certain SAP built function models, right? So that make this journey a little bit easier, and our focus is to understand the different intents and different approach of the CRUD capabilities, and also this time we'll make a more productive way of this CDS development, like unlike last time, right? So here I'll create a proper VDM or a virtual data model. On top of it, will create a consumption view, will add metadata extensions, and most importantly, I would request you to continue this view this tutorial till the end. Okay, why? Because certain mistakes that I have done during preparing this content, and those mistakes, so I will also present those things. For example, how if you just make a mistakes in the metadata layer unknowingly, how to resolve them, right? So just stick around to this discussion till the end to understand like those kind of information, those kind of approaches that you should take if you get into those issues during your application development. So let's uh, start with this approach. I mean, what exactly we are going to build this time. As I told, is a travel and booking application that unmanaged things that I'm going to create. So we'll start with a travel table, okay? That SAP created already a demo package. You will find this table, and that table I'll be using as my baseline. Okay, I don't want to create a table again. So those kind of table, CDS views, etc. already created last time, right? And as a child, I'm calling it as a root view, right? Because we are going to create a business object, and it needs a root view and a subsequent different child views or leaf, right? So I'll be using a booking table as my child view. So could be a question like how these two things, root and child, will be associated. If you can recall, we need to create a special type of association, and we call it a composition, right? Because we are going to create a transactional data set, right, using this application, and my root view is my travel table over here, and booking table is my child view, and this both should be integrated using a composition type of association. Okay, and here I'll be using a supportive database tables, let's say for example currency, right, and also a customer. So this should not be required as to be associated with a composition type, because these are supportive database tables, and my transactional applications will not create any customer or currency. Rather, I'll be using it as a master data, right? So I don't need to create any composition kind of association between this customer or my travel. All right. So I think that pretty much clear. Let's move forward. On top of this travel, right? I'll be, as I told, I'll be creating a video model. So we'll create a composite view, right? So this composite view uh, uh, will have certain behavioral capabilities like CRUD operations, as we did last time also. So we basically last time added annotations on the composite view itself. I should not say composite view. The last time we created a consumption view, right? So this time one more extra layer that we are creating, and in a productive use case, this is the approach or things or steps that we should follow. Okay, so this composite view will have one behavioral definition, right? What kind of crude capabilities that we would like to have in our transactional app, that will be adding it over here. Unlike last tutorial, this case we have to implement this, this behavioral. So this implementations we have to put along with the definition, because as I told, it's unmanaged, means I have to manage all the crude capabilities. The framework will not take care of. All right. I should not say crude capabilities. I should say CUD capabilities. Create, update, delete. Why? Because the read is kind of implicit. I don't need to do anything. Okay, read will happen automatically, right? So, but the create, update, and delete will not work. Okay, you have to do it by your own. Okay, now in the implementation, as I told, oh, I did a mistake. It's a crude, but yeah, certain read capabilities we will be also adding up over here. Why? Because in my subsequent tutorial, I thought to present something more on in depth this unmanaged way of things, and where we'll adding up this create, read, update, and delete, different actions that will perform, kind of a read based association or create based association, and also a featured instance. So that kind of different capabilities that I'm planning to demonstrate. So yeah, you need to subscribe this channel and keep your bell icon set, so that you can get to know once I publish this kind of new tutorial on these topics. And next, as I said, I'll be creating a projection view, right? Projection means a consumption view I'm going to create. Okay, so as you can anticipate, this consumption view will have all your annotations. Okay, let's move forward. Yeah, one more thing. This behavioral definition also I need to project it. Okay, so if I don't project, what will happen? We'll see. Okay, one more layering, that is uh, service definition that we have to create, right? Because in the service definition we'll be exposing the different entities that we have built under this composition and I view, sorry, composite view rather. And I'll be keeping my metadata of booking as well my travel separately out of my consumption view. I don't want to create my annotations or keep my annotations within composite view. Okay, we'll be keeping it separate, right? And I did some mistakes in this metadata when I was creating this content, and or rather exploring this approach, and I'll just take you through how to resolve them if you just unknowingly did some mistakes in metadata, how to resolve it. So yeah, you have to just keep focusing and stick to the discussion. Okay, what is the final step? You can recall, of course, that's the service binding, right? So once I have this service binding created, that means I'm good enough to expose and ready, my CDS views is ready for consumption by the Fiori or maybe any other web app. Okay, so that's kind of a plan. Okay, so it's kind of a lot of things we are going to do this time. So let's start. Okay, so let's first create the travel CDS view, right? So I'll create a new uh, ABAP repository dictionary, and we'll create sorry, not this one, code data service, because I have all my tables already, right? So just data definition, and we'll put z I travel underscore u. So it's travel CDS, but it unmanaged. Okay, so let's go to okay, so we can put something one. Okay, so now what I have to do, we can go to this one, click on raw, copy this center thing, and I'll put it back. We have to set up as U1, right? Okay, so what are the things I'm taking? You see, like, this is my travel uh, table, which is already existing database table, and I am planning to create another CDS view, or rather a composite view, on top of my booking table that I'm yet to create, right? And this table, I'm setting it up as a composition, as an association, as I already explained. And my travel, CDS or composite view is my root view, right? And I'm just using a different supportive, as I told, agency, customer, and currency. Okay, so these are the things, three supportive, and you see it's a normal associations that I have used, right? Very straightforward. Okay, so let's save it, and let's move forward with the next one. I'm not activating it because I don't have this booking unmanaged. So let's create it and then we can activate together, right? So let's start, and we can create core data service, data definition, next, and this time ZI, but booking one, and booking CDS unmanaged, and we'll go to our code repository, and I think I need to change the school view name also. That will do later, no problem. And should go to raw, copying, and finish. And let's paste the content, right? Okay, change this one as U1. Change this one underscore U1. Travel, we already have it. Okay, I think pretty much. And here, customer, carrier, and connection. So these are the supportive three, serious views, not a serious view, yeah, demo that I customer. So that's composite view. Basically, I am just attaching as an association. Okay, uh, and we are just exposing the association as a public, so it can be used. All things set? No, nothing. One thing more I have to correct, and that is our travel. What the mistakes I have done, we have to change this one, something you want, okay, because already the other one I created as a content, so it will not be allowed to activate. Okay, so let's activate this too and see what's the problem, any problem, or everything set. Okay, so both I am just going to activate together. Hope things should work fine. Some problem. What's the problem? To parent association. Okay, so parent association, right? So it's one, correct. What mistakes? Anything else I need to check? Go to booking. I think all fine. Okay, let's try once more. Let's reactivate. Okay, hopefully this time perfect. So we have created our business objects, right? Means we have created this composite view, right, on top of our this database table, right? Okay, so next, what we have to do, what layer we have, we can create a consumption view. Okay, we'll just move by that way and we'll see. Okay, so let's do this way. New data definition. Let's put jet C, travel U1, travel CDS, right? And we let us go back to our repository, Go back to this one. We have the travel. Okay, copying it. Okay, so we'll just set up those details quickly. Let's just figure out the things that we need to change. I think that is okay. Anything we need to do? Yes, we need to change this one. We have not yet created a consumption view. We'll create shortly. Okay, so can you just check what we are doing? We are not adding any UI level annotations. If you just carefully take a note, right? We are just projecting the root view. We are adding certain search help capabilities, right? Value help. And we are thinking like when we'll add agency, we'll add the agency name along with kind of a concatenation. Okay, that's something we are planning. What next? Similarly for the customer ID, so customer ID along with customer name, that two things should I'm planning to present to the UI. uh, that's pretty much okay. So that is my travel unmanaged consumption view, right? Okay, so next create similar way something for booking. Okay, let's say booking CDS unmanaged. Okay, so let's go to our repository back, and we have to copy this time this booking table, right? Booking CDS. Let's see what it is. Okay, just copy it, pasting it back. Let's make certain changes that otherwise it will not allow. Okay, what else? Yes, I think that's pretty much. So let's see what we are pasting it, right? Let's figure out. So this is my consumption view for the booking table. Here as well, no such UI level annotations, kind of. Uh, I mean positioning of the elements that I'm not declaring, and we should not. That is for that we are having a mindset of creating a metadata extension, right? So I'm just keeping the search capabilities for the fields that I'm going to render to the UI. Okay. Here it is, this UI annotations will do like if I select one particular, let's say connection ID, then automatically it will fill the flight date, airline ID, price and currency code. So these annotations will do this job, right? Okay. Similar example or annotations I've given. Okay. I think, yeah. So this travel we should redirect to my consumption travel. That's my annotations that we need to mention at the end of your annotations declarations. Okay. Most important, allow metadata extension true. That is important because we are planning to create a metadata, right? Metadata extension. So that is a very important thing. And searchable true. If I don't do it, then the search properties capabilities will not work. You just take a note. Okay, anything else? I think it's all set. Let's activate both. Okay, you need to activate both the objects together because it's a dependent. Okay, hopefully things will work. Cool, objects activated. Fantastic. So now what next action item? Next action item means we have reached this level, right? We have to now add metadata extension for travel and booking. So let's go back to our repository and look for the metadata extension file. This is my metadata extension file for travel. Let's go to raw and create. Right click on the particular CDS consumption view for which you would like to add the metadata extension. You will have an option called new metadata extension. Okay, so now ZME. Uh, okay, what is that I'm going to create? So I'm going to create this one. Okay, okay. So let's create finish. So we have created a metadata extension. So this node got created, right? And we can just go here and take the metadata extension, paste it. Okay, fine. So metadata extension here you can see. Okay, so here you can see like I have taken the layering as customer. I have explained this layering in our last tutorial. So you may take a look of that content. Okay, and what else? All the UI positioning line items that I'm just declaring over here, pretty straightforward and simple, I guess, because last time also we did the similar kind of things. Okay, not putting much time over here. Let's move forward with the metadata extension for booking. Okay. Okay, let's put the same name to avoid any confusion later on. So what I am going to put booking, right? Okay, sorry, something wrong. Yeah, so you can copy this and we'll just, oh, sorry, my bad. I can just go one step back. So we should write booking, correct? Let's activate it. Sorry, let's, you have to put one, the same convention. Okay, fine. So we can go back, copy this booking metadata extension, right? Copy it and paste it over here. Okay, so let's put U1. Yeah, that I had to put for travel also, which I didn't. Let's go to travel once more. Yes, we had to put one. Otherwise, it will not work. Correct? Okay. What next? A very important thing we have to activate together, right? You can individually activate also, but yes, just fine. We are activating both metadata extension file. So that means we are completing all the way till travel and metadata extension booking and travel, right? All the things I've done. Okay, so this part not yet complete. So what we can do next? Yes, we can create a definition, right? Let's go new. I think in the core data service we'll get behavioral definition, right? Okay, so let's go back to our code once. What we have, uh, behavioral definition for the root view that we are going to create, right? We have to attach the behavioral definition for the root. Okay, so okay, so Behavioral definition, where should I attach? We should attach at the composite level. So this is my travel composite, new behavioral definition, correct? Okay, now here you see it's a managed, last time we used. So this time unmanaged, right? So that is the important thing. Okay, and you see current now we have a provision called unmanaged, and we are getting something called JBP I travel one unique. What does it mean? It's basically a behavioral pool. Okay, so behavioral pool means it's a class repository that is dedicatedly built for this business object and should not be used or called, or even you cannot call this, okay, because it's uniquely defined, and the implementations and this class definition is solely attached to this particular behavioral definition. Okay, so that is the class or behavioral pool been auto generated, and we have to just implement this class locally, and we have to write our own codes over there. So if you just see the warning, it doesn't exist. That's okay. We can just activate. Okay, before activations I can just write it, take our code from here and paste it to this content. Okay, you see, let's put u1, u1. What else? I'll explain, don't get confused, just keep patience. Let me just see what's going on. I think pretty much all set, if I'm not wrong. Anything missing? Not really, I guess. See, if I just activate, what will happen? It will give a problem. Activation finished with some warning. Okay, what is the warning? Implementation missing. What is that? It's telling JBP I travel does not exist. Okay, so let's create this one and click on next. Finish. So one behavioral class we have created. You can just take a look. The framework is automatically offering a generated code piece where we have different methods automatically coming up, right? So this create, delete, update, certain lock mechanism, read operations. This is called create based association booking, means I'll be using an association, I mean creating based on association, yeah, create based on association from travel to booking, right? So that is our we are using, right, composition association between travel, travel table and the db2 table, right? I mean the booking table. So that create based association, this is a read based on association. We have just set a status kind of a function in our uh, metadata, or I mean to say in our CDS we have added a status field this time. So means I'll just set a travel. I'll pick a travel record. I'll just make it set for booking. So that is kind of things that I'm planning, and certain features. So those things we'll explain later. Okay, don't get focused or into this right away. And these are the implementations area. Okay, and another is kind of a called CL ABAP behavior saver. Okay, and this is called CL ABAP behavior handler. So two different class. So what this second class will do, the first class, as you can anticipate, you have to write all the different crude logics, and the second class will take you to save the different the data changes that you are making through your code, right? So it has to pass different layers. So one is a check before save, uh, then the sequence would be like first it finalize all the changes, then it's just checks before the save, and there is a save operation comes at the end, right? So different kind of a behavioral pool that offers when you save the data, different intermediate the state a transaction state that happens, and which does these validations automatically. Not automatically, you have to just write your or implement your save operations explicitly, so that your savings work over here. Okay, so we'll do it later, a later part of the tutorial. Okay, so what next we are missing? We have to do this implementation, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, so next behavioral things that we are going planning to attach is at the child level, which is a booking table, correct? So in the booking table, you see you don't have any create capabilities. Create methods is not coming as a default. Why? Because this creation of the booking will happen through uh, based on association, create based association. We have just seen, right? If we just once more take a look, our class definition, you see that is called create based association booking. Okay, for modify. So that particular method will take care uh, of your creating the child entities record set. So you no need to have anything a specific method, or you will not see any specific method for creating your dependent uh, child entity. Okay, but you'll see the delete and update, okay, and read operations. Also, the last one is the read based on travel. So from child to parent. So that diverting things methods you can see over here. Okay, and also if you just already experienced this kind of ABAP on cloud in our earlier version, so the generation model was different than what we currently see. Okay, so good that will be exploring the latest model what currently SAP is offering, and we will be uh, playing around with the methods that we whatever we have just generated. Good. Activate them all. Whatever created, just let's all activate it, right? Okay, so what we have done, so we have added a behavioral definition, and we have added a implementation class local set. So you see the class actually is an empty. Okay, this class, whatever this behavioral uh, pool iBooking one we have, it's an empty class. What SAP is asking us to do is we have to implement the local types. Sorry, here, and there you'll see the local class for that particular one, which you need to create your own methods and own codes. Okay, so that is something we have to do. So that means we have just added a placeholder. We haven't put any sort of logics yet. Okay, just a placeholder for my implementation. Let's go to uh, business service definition, right? Okay, so jet, I'm keeping a name of jet travel booking one. Service definition for travel booking application. It's a service definition, right? So let's next, and let's finish it off. So the service definition means I have to expose the underlying entities which I'm interested to, right, to the outside world. We did last time also the similar steps for our managed options, right? So the same thing here for unmanaged. So go to the GitHub once. Okay, what I have to do, very simple, should be the steps service definition. Copy it, the code from the raw. Okay, right? So I'm just exposing something. I need to correct it, else it will give problem. Okay, let's activate it. So I am just exposing my travel booking currency and country. So these are just the things that I'm planning to expose as of now. Okay, so service definitions I have done. What I have to do next? Hmm, what the next step? You tell me. You are following. Okay, just one thing to call out. Uh, don't just watch tutorials. Okay, you have to practice it also. Just because if you just follow the tutorials and also doing the same thing, you can pause the video and you can just explore whatever I'm doing, then I think that will be giving a much learning benefits, right? So just if you just follow this tutorial, you will get an idea. But if you don't practice it, you'll forget. So you'll just think through, yes, I knew something is there, but what exactly or how it exactly it works, I cannot do it. Kind of my way of thoughts, of course. Just to call out that you should uh, practice it also. So service binding. Let's create a service binding now. So jet service binding, travel booking, one, sorry, let's create service binding for travel, right? And we have to put a service definition. So what is the service definition? Service definition was one, correct? So let next, finish. Okay. So now we have done our service binding, right? What we have to do, as similar, we have to activate so that we can test this application as a cloud application from local setup. Let's see, activate it, and hopefully things will not work. Okay, yeah, will work. Let's see. Okay, it takes time. Yes, it's activated. Cool. Okay, hopefully it will work. Let's see. I'm logging to my cloud. Will it work? Mm, let's see. Yeah, cool. You see one thing. If I go there, hmm, you see the booking is not coming, right? So that is something I did intentionally, and we'll figure it out why it didn't come and what is the reason behind. Okay, what else not coming? It's you see, like, it is kind of a not a transactional application, right? It is kind of a uh, normal Fiori elements list report, but we added a behavioral definition. We added certain, added, right, like create, update, delete. So those buttons should be visible, correct? At least, yeah, it will not work if I click on create, nothing will work. It's a separate story, but at least button should be visible. So why it is not visible? Yeah, I did a mistake, silly mistake, of course. And that mistake was I didn't do a behavioral definition projection. Okay, because the annotations is currently not at this layer. Annotations is at this layer, right? And this button, everything is coming up through that annotation process, right? Automatically SAP will render those UI things. So we have to actually take this behavioral definition projected to this consumption behavioral layer. Okay, so that is the reason it's that create, and delete buttons are not appearing. Is it really the right thing I'm telling? Let's figure it out. Okay, so right click, let's say consumption travel, right? Let's create a new service, new data definition, new behavioral. Where is the behavioral definition? Yeah, behavioral definition. Okay, so you see, this is my root consumption for the travel. Means this C view is basically a consumption of my this travel data, correct? Root view. And I need to create a behavioral projection of the behavioral definition, which was attached to my below layer, which is a composite view, right? So same thing I need to uplift to this composition view layer. Let's do it then. So that's why this implementation type become projection. Okay, and we will not do anything, simply just activate and watch. Let's see. You see that this is a projection, and it basically projecting now the capabilities like create, update, delete, right? Certain actions, certain association based create capabilities as well. The booking should have, update and delete, right? I think beautifully that been projected. So let's test and see if now those things are coming up or not. Relaunch this application. So travel is my route, right? So from travel, I'm just, running this application. Voila, you see the buttons are appearing. Cool, right? So if I just select it, if I click on delete, directory, yeah, resource not found, set status booked, some problem. That's okay, perfectly fine for me as of now. At least my intention was to show the button on the UI, and it was not coming because of one silly mistake. Okay, so that one mistakes we discussed. What is the next problem? Next problem is the booking thing is not coming. Okay, for that I basically did two mistakes. Okay, and we'll figure it out one by one. For that, what you have to do, or rather, what I didn't do, that will be that will be better to say that way. You see, from the travel, you have the UI facet, right? And that is your travel things, and you have a booking. So that I mean to say you have a travel and booking, two facets, right? Target element booking was missing. So booking is basically the association connecting to my booking table. So you have to make sure that you are not missing it out. Okay, so this is the annotations which will make sure that that association actually navigates to. So let's activate it, right? So hopefully it will come. You can go to the service binding and the relaunch. ah let's see, please come. No, still not, because I told two mistakes. So one mistake is there. This is the one mistake. Another mistake, let's figure it out, that one. So there is a metadata extension problem, metadata extension error happened. Okay, so to get to know how this metadata extension error happened, so we are going to discuss now. So that's the reason I told don't skip the video, and you have to focus on the content, okay, like what's been discussed. So otherwise we'll miss certain key elements. Okay, so you have to do, you have to click on inspect, right, and go to network and make sure that it is red. Red means you are tracking this network calls. You have to reload it. So if I reload, the problem will be solved? No, of course not. But why I'm asking you to do so, I have to do a filter on dollar. Okay, so you see now it's limit down to three things. You have to focus on the second item where we have a language en and SAP client is equal to 100. Why? Because you see there is something called, okay, if I take the cursor out, it's going focus out of the focus. So you see the JSP travel booking underscore VAN. So VAN or VAN is kind of a views annotations. Okay, so this annotations gets loaded at that level. We have to just select it and click on the preview. Okay, now after coming to this preview, select this one again and put Control F or Command F and put error. Cool. Let's see anything error reported now. Yes, you see that booking ID of annotation header title in projection view not found. So some booking ID is the problem. So let's go to our annotations for the booking. So here is our booking annotations, right? And the mistakes I did, the ID is booking ID. ID is capital, D is capital. See, I have just put T as small. So it should be capital. Okay, makes sense. Always try to put a control and space and you see the things. If you are just not sure what to attach it over here, make sure you just put a control space and get the actual data and then put it across. Okay, fantastic. So let's activate. If I activate, will the problem solved? I hopefully so. If doesn't, then I miss something with this tutorial. Okay, let's see. So let's go again back to here, relaunch this application. Okay, fantastic. So now go, voila, you have this booking. Awesome, right? So this kind of a tutorial that I had in mind to demonstrate, it's kind of a part 4A kind of thing you can think through because we haven't attached any new capabilities, right? We haven't add any code or custom logics yet. We have just created the wrapper kind of work. Okay, so in our subsequent video tutorial, we'll be attaching more custom logics. We'll get to know a lot of new things, okay, which is very specific to ABAP on cloud. uh, I'll try to figure out more on the EML. What is EML? uh, Entity manipulation language. Am I right? I think so. Yes. So that EML, how it works, why it is needed. So those kind of things as well. Drafting. How can I attach a drafting to this Fiori applications? Right. Those kind of things I'll put forward. I'll try to create content. So stick around to this discussion. And but if you just interested to this kind of HANA specific or SAP specific topic, yeah, I would request to subscribe this channel so that you can get a more intimations about the new content that I'm going to publish in that in a subsequent weeks. Okay, till then, goodbye, take care.